Thank you, everyone, for joining us today. And I just wanted to take a little pause about some of the takeaways that I got, and hopefully some of you got from our two excellent speakers. Starting with Suret's presentations. One of the takeaways is that nicotine and tobacco products, they may be authorized to be sold in the US, but they are not tobacco cessation tools, especially with the increasing physical size of the products, as well as the increasing nicotine content. They can lead to potential addiction and certainly dependence. And some of the shared models of cannabis use and tobacco use can cause co-use. So in addition to assessing for tobacco use, it's critical that we now consistently assess for cannabis use. And the rise in the cannabis use poisoning among youth was quite alarming, up 43% between 2023 and 2024, especially for those who have psychological distress are at greater risk for cannabis use among youth. And though we don't have any pharmacotherapy specifically for cannabis use disorder, we need to consider behavioral therapies and particularly prevention efforts so that people don't start their use. And from Dr. Lee's presentation, who knew that studying effectiveness compliance is a thing? Well, now we all know. And it's such a critical aspect of research to support a lot of the policy work that we do. We also have to think broader than brick and mortar retailers. We now have to see the loopholes that e-commerce and online sales and sellers are taking advantage of some loose policy aspects. And the PACT Act prohibits shipping through UPS. So this is a point of advocacy that we need to consider. And finally, about the Delta 8, THC is pretty much marijuana. So we need to pay close attention for opportunities to advocate for treatments, policy, and even more research in this area. So once again, just want to thank, and maybe we can give both presenters a round of applause for their excellent presentations. Okay. Now, coming back to us a little bit, there are many of you with us today that are actively working in Kentucky communities to change the norm. You're changing the norm from avoiding tobacco treatment to integrating tobacco treatment in mental and behavioral health settings. Now we have the opportunity to place a spotlight on those of you who have made great strides in the area of behavioral health and tobacco treatment integration. While many organizations may work for tobacco treatment integration and policy on a broad scale, few work to directly integrate tobacco treatment or support tobacco policies, tobacco-free policies in behavioral health organizations. So today we will be presenting 3 behavioral health tobacco treatment awards. Okay, the first will be the 2026 BH Well or 2025 BH Well Behavioral Health Tobacco Treatment Integration Award. So this first award honors an organization that has demonstrated continued success in the tobacco treatment field and has made significant contributions in addressing tobacco-related disparities for people living with mental or behavioral health challenges. Okay, here we have some drum rolls. Now the winner of the 2025 Behavioral Health Tobacco Treatment Integration Award is Owensboro Health. We're so excited to see Owensboro Health. The person nominating the organization said that within the past 5 years, Owensboro Health has used data to identify ways to address reducing the rates of lung cancer and other tobacco-related diseases within the 17-county catchment area they currently serve. They have committed to training nurses through the UK Breathe program to become certified tobacco treatment specialists and promote their services throughout the region. During the calendar year of 2025, Owensboro Health Tobacco Treatment Specialist Program reported 1,016 referrals, with 533 individuals agreeing to participate in their program and 84 completing the program and successfully stopping tobacco use. The Owensboro Health team continues to offer ongoing support to all these individuals. Moreover, the Owensboro Tobacco Treatment Specialist Program has collaboratively worked to include intake of questions in the hospital EPIC system asking about nicotine use. If affirmed, the system automatically refers patients to the TTS program. Physicians then encourage the patient to participate in the free life-saving program. This initiative reaches many people living with substance use disorders, behavioral health challenges, chronic mental illnesses, and those who frequent emergency departments and crisis stabilization services. Owensboro Health also offers nicotine replacement therapy and Chantix or varenicline and Wellbutrin, bupropion to patients using an Owensboro Health Foundation grant. This program continues to expand and is saving lives through well-planned, highly supported services from administration to service providers. This organization is committed and now has the capacity to create positive and lasting changes in the Owensboro region. Wow, we are so glad to see Owensboro Health recognized for its amazing accomplishments. I want to welcome representatives to accept this award. So please unmute and introduce yourself and maybe share your thoughts. Do we have Candace White there available?
Hi, yes, this is Candace. I just want to say thank you. We really appreciate the recognition and it being submitted from Gary at the health department. He's always a great resource to us and very passionate about tobacco treatment for our patients. Just want to thank, as an organization, we're really blessed that they are very motivated in tobacco treatment and our foundation through Owensboro Health for the grant funding that allows us to provide these medications for patients.
Thank you, Candace, and congratulations again to Owensboro Health. And given that today's event is virtual, your award is in the mail, so please do check it. All right, so our second award for today is the BHWell Behavioral Health TTS Trailblazer Award. And this award is presented to an individual who's a tobacco treatment specialist and champion for tobacco treatment prioritization within their organization. This person makes significant contributions in treating tobacco dependence for those who are living with mental or behavioral health challenges. The winner of the BHWell Behavior Health TTS Trailblazer Award is Jesse Jerkowitz. All right, congratulations, Jesse. So the person who nominated Jesse had this to say. Owensboro Health's nurse and certified tobacco treatment specialist, Jesse Jerkowitz, has been a leader and innovator on ways to implement Owensboro Health's tobacco treatment program and broaden the targeted populations and demographics served. Because of her understanding that tobacco and nicotine use initiation occur in adolescence, Jessie advocated that the TTS program include the provision of tobacco and nicotine therapies to adolescents who are currently utilizing their behavioral health services. And this has led to physicians, psychiatrists, and mental health counselors to regularly refer patients to the TTS program and adolescent services for cessation. Jessie has completed both the American Lung Association's in-depth and NOT programs. These interventions help guide youth to better understand the risks associated with cigarette, vaping, and nicotine use during adolescence. She has marketed the program to public schools where vaping and nicotine use have become a problem. Jessie is a caring and passionate staff member who is an excellent candidate for this recognition, and we agree. I want to welcome Jessie from Owensboro Health to accept this award. Please unmute, introduce yourself, and share any thoughts, Jessie.
Hi, thank you so much. This means a lot to me. I would not be able to do what I do without the support of Owensboro Health, our tobacco treatment program, our foundation, and my leadership. I'm extremely passionate about providing education on the effects of tobacco and nicotine on the body, ties to mental health, and cessation support for both adults and youth. And it is an honor to build relationships with and help navigate my patients along their quit journeys. And I'm very humbled that they do entrust me with their care. So thank you again.
Thank you, Jessie, and congratulations. And also, given that this is a virtual event, your award is also in the mail. And finally, we have the last award is the BHWell Behavioral Health Tobacco Treatment Impact Award. This award honors an individual who is making a meaningful impact on their organization and community through leadership, innovation, and a demonstrated success in reducing tobacco burden for themselves and others. So this year's BHWell Behavioral Health Tobacco Treatment Impact Award goes to, drum rolls, Casey Baker Romans. Congratulations, Casey. Now, the person who nominated today's winner had this to say. Casey is a pioneering force in public health, dedicated to combating the youth vaping epidemic and fostering smoke-free environments. She developed and launched Kentucky's first ever vape disposal program, a groundbreaking initiative. She has since presented at numerous state and national conferences to enable broad replication in other communities. She directly supports 135 schools across Boone, Campbell, Kenton, and Grant counties, providing essential nicotine prevention education and resources. Over the past 2 years, she has strategically built substantial partnerships with diverse community organizations to advance Northern Kentucky's goal of becoming smoke-free. Her outreach includes collaborating with treatment centers, detention centers, and health offices to deliver educational presentations aimed at staff, patients, and residents, thereby driving an increase in essential tobacco treatment services. And there's more. Additionally, she champions smoke-free policies in multi-unit housing facilities, providing critical support and tobacco cessation resources to residents during and after policy implementation. She maintains an active leadership role in 10 community coalitions focused on smoke-free policy advocacy and youth nicotine prevention. She approaches her vital work with exceptional passion, compassion, and kindness, ensuring her significant efforts resonate deeply within the community. And certainly from this person's depiction, Casey, These remarks resonate deep within us. So I'd like to welcome Casey from the Northern Kentucky Health Department to accept this award. Please do unmute, introduce yourself, and share your thoughts.
Oh my goodness, I am so grateful for that. And oh my gosh, those words were so kind. I so appreciate it. I can't tell you how honored I am to get this award. I have poured my heart and soul into tobacco for the last 2 years, and I loved every single second of it. And I hope to just continue that passion throughout the rest of my life. And I think especially when I came into this job and realized that BH Well was this amazing group that tries to bridge the gap between tobacco and substance use and mental health. That's exactly what I want to do. I came from substance use research before this job. And so being able to bridge that gap and continue that on, it's been so wonderful. And I'm just so grateful. I just can't say how grateful I am and how honored I am. And I just love you, BH Well guys. You guys are so wonderful. Thank you so much for this awesome honor.
Well, thank you so much, Casey, for all that you do, the impact you're making, and you are so deserving of the honor. Congratulations. And again, it is a virtual event, so your award is coming in the mail. Thank you. And I'd just like to give a heartfelt thanks to our sponsor, the Kentucky Department for Public Health Tobacco Prevention and Cessation Program. They have provided the support for today. And without their support over so many years, we wouldn't be where we are. So we thank them for their partnership and their support. And I also want to thank our entire BH Well team and family. Everyone has contributed in so many ways behind the scenes to make our event today successful. They work tirelessly and they work passionately because they believe in what they do. So thank you, BH Well team. And now I'd like to turn it back to Emily for our conclusion.
Thank you so much, Dr. Coley, and thank you to all of our award winners. We're so incredibly proud of all of you all and all the work that you're doing. And I know just knowing you guys that you all are happy to serve as a resource or, have lessons learned for folks that are on the call. So if you all have questions about the work they're doing, I'm sure they'd be open to you reaching out. That's one of the great things about this community that we work in is that everybody's willing to collaborate and help support each other. So if you have questions for Owensboro Health about the strides that they've been able to make with tobacco integration into their programming and with Jesse and Casey both, I know they'd be willing to share their thoughts and lessons that they've learned along the way. So if you want to reach out, we can help you. We can provide their contact information. I'll just have a brief closing here. We're so glad that you all joined us today. We like to share just a little bit here at the end about some of the work we're doing and upcoming things we have on the horizon. All of our info can be found on the Be Well website. You can find info about upcoming events. We have all of our trainings. Like I mentioned before, this workshop is being recorded. So if you have colleagues, friends that you think would benefit from hearing this workshop today, you can share that link with them, and I'll let you all know when that's up on our website. One thing, if you've been in our workshops before, we like to talk about our comic book series. We're so proud of this series. Each of the comic books features a different superhero that is facing a mental or behavioral health challenge. And we're really proud to share today that all 8 of our comic books have been translated into Arabic, Chinese, French, and Spanish. So this is a huge accomplishment that we've been working on for a while. We've had just amazing students who are with us and professors at UK and various people have helped us with those translations. And we're just really proud to have that. You can download all of them online. Kylie will be sharing some links in the chat as I kind of speed through this. So thank you so much, Kylie. But you all can visit our comic book page and you'll find all the languages there. We do have limited copies. Of course, they're a bit expensive to print, but we have some. So if you have someone who would, benefit from a comic book that's in Arabic or Chinese, just reach out to us. We do have a form online where you can, indicate if you have interest in printing larger quantities. We can connect you with our local company that does the printing for us. And you'll see that Comic Book One particularly deals with or addresses tobacco use disorder. So just wanted to point that out. And then Comic Book 5, which is down in the bottom left, that is addresses polysubstance use, alcohol, marijuana, and tobacco. So those may be of particular interest to this group today. I also wanted to share with you that we've launched a research brief series. These have been coming out for a little over a year now. So every couple months we release one of these. One of the things that's so important to Be Well is to translate our research into something that can be used by communities. And so we've taken this research brief series, which is called Translating Research into Practice, and we summarize our research into like a concise and digestible format. So I put a few up here that are tobacco related that you might be interested in, but visit that and that page. And we always include our new research briefs when we send out our newsletter. So if you have joined our mailing list, which we'll get to in just a minute, you'll be able to receive updates on those. Our Message Resource Center is still active. We've talked about this in the past, but all of these messages are available for communities to customize for free. So if you are working in a community, a health department, an organization that would like to use any of these messages, you can fill out the form on the page that Kylie's sharing in the chat. And I'll show you a few examples of how these can look in your communities. So the messages that you see there from Johnny and Corbin, that was used by the Franklin County Health Department on a billboard. River Valley Behavioral Health shared this message with of Mary's, and that's just an example of a post from their social media. So you can customize the part at the bottom, the contact us at, which is nice, and you can add your logo. So again, that is a free resource for everyone to use. We do have some CE opportunities that are in on-demand courses on our website. This is Stopping Smoking Mindfully, which is a free on-demand training course on how to use mindfulness techniques to assist patients and clients who would like to stop smoking. So you're welcome to check that out, and we'll send you a CE certificate upon completion. And then we also have our simulated scenario lunch and learns. These continue to, we did these a few years ago and we launched them in lunch and learns, but then we transferred the content into an on-demand module. So if you're interested in continuing education opportunity, these are each eligible for 1 CE. So check those out if you haven't before. And then I wanted to put up info about our mailing list. We did launch a quarterly newsletter last year in 2025. So that was a really exciting new product that we're creating. We wanted a way to capture all the work we're doing and to be able to share that with our stakeholders and colleagues. So please sign up for our mailing list. The link and the QR code will take you to the contact us page. And when you fill out the form, there's a little checkbox that you can check to say that you'd like to be added to our mailing list. And we send those out quarterly. So we'll have another one coming up soon after March. You're also welcome to follow us on social media. We're at UKBHWell on all these different platforms. And then finally, I have to share another evaluation. We always love to hear from you all. Please fill out the workshop evaluation if you can, because that helps us with our certificates we're going to send out for participation. So take a moment here to get that workshop evaluation in, and we've got a few minutes left. So if anybody has any thoughts or comments, we will stay on and we'll be here. But that will bring us to a close for today's workshop. And we're just so glad that all of you all have taken the time to join us today. And we're just so appreciative to our speakers for the engaging conversations. And we're so excited to get to honor our awardees. And if you have people in mind for the 2026 awards, you'll see my emails later this year calling for nominations. So let us know if you have anyone in mind. We love to do these annually so that we can honor all the amazing work that you all are doing. And with that, I will conclude. Thank you so much to everyone for being here.
If you're interested in learning more, check out our website at bhwell.uky.edu.